Good evening from InvestSharp. This is Randy Smotone with your Monday, March 29th market update. On the economic front, the monthly U.S. personal income came in unchanged and personal spending was up 0.3%. On deck for tomorrow, we will have the monthly S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index and the Consumer Confidence Number. The forecast for the Consumer Confidence Number is 50. The dollar was down today. Gold, silver, copper, and oil were all up. So we're here at the West Texas Intermediate Crude point and figure chart, and we're still in this range that we've been stuck in. So, we're going to have a quadruple breakout if we can print 84. And today we got as high as 82.78. So we'll continue to monitor that. But we've been mostly, for the most part, bouncing between about 80 and about 83 back and forth here for a while. Let's go over, take a look at the dollar via the UUP ETF. So you see the dollar has pulled back quite a bit today. There was not heavy selling, as you notice. There's been a lot of buying of the dollar, no heavy selling, even though we gapped lower from here to there. So we'll see. We might get MACD's kind of rolling over a little. We might get back down to this trend line or so, but it's kind of hard to tell. The market's been kind of just stalling around here. We haven't really been moving much, so it's hard to tell at this time. Let's go take a look at, let's see, the light sweet crude futures were up $2.17 to settle at $82.17 a barrel. And we'll take a look at the Dow. So the Dow was up 45 points today to 10,895. S&P closed up 6 points to 1,173. NASDAQ closed up 9 points to 2,404, and the Russell closed up 3 points to 682. S&P had the largest percent gain, up 0.5%, and the NASDAQ was the weakest again today, but still closed up 0.39%. So if you look here at the Dow, so we've definitely got resistance up here, this level, struggling around up here, kind of just chopping sideways for the most part. We've still got, trend lines intact so far. And so it's, until we, break out higher and take out this prior high here of 10,955, or if we break this trend line, hard to tell right now. Same way with S&P. S&P still looks fine. We're still in this little channel that we've been in. And we'll look at the NASDAQ, even though they all look similar. If you could draw kind of a trend line here as well. It's, channeling here. So, and let's take a look at the XLF. XLF again is stalled right in this area, even though it's had a lot of volume. It seemed like it wants to go higher. It's stalled. Volume actually was pretty light across the indices today, so there wasn't a whole lot. It was definitely below average volume. Let's take a look at gold. Gold, we're still kind of stuck here, kind of in this triangle pattern on gold. It did close above. Yeah, it did close above its 50-day moving average. It actually did Friday, and it held today. And silver, is still stuck in here. It needs to take out this prior high here of 1731 or so, and then we need to get above this trend line. But silver's holding up pretty good. Now copper was on fire. Huge gap up on copper. This is the copper ETF JJC. And you can see this massive gap. With all this buying going on, you knew it was going to gap eventually. So big gap on copper. And we'll take a couple. We'll look at a couple of copper stocks. And let's look at the TNX, see where it went today. Consolidating, going sideways. So the 10-year Treasury is not going anywhere. Let's look at the VIX. VIX down 1%. MACD still looks kind of turned up a little bit, so it's just kind of stalled in here. Let's go take a look at the McClellan oscillator. And we're still, so we have come back up. We're still at minus 3.92, so we're just kind of pretty neutral right now. We could go either direction. Let's look at the sectors. So 11 of the 16 sectors we follow finished in the green today. Oil service index was the leader, up 1.91%, and the home construction was the weakest, down 0.89%. Seems like they're like trying to find stuff that's way, been sold off significantly and trying to buy it cheaper, and wasn't really buying the stuff that's been at 52-week highs so much today. So let's go to Chart Watch. Lots of charts to check out. So on the back of the copper news, FCX, big volume today, broke out above the downtrend line. It does have resistance around 83, but it closed pretty much at high of day or close to high of day, so it should look good for higher prices. You also might want to follow Southern Copper, SCCO. Nice triangle on it. Watch for a breakout with some volume above the downtrend line there. United Rentals, big breakout on it today. Broke right above the prior resistance area there. Reliance Steel, big breakout on volume of Reliance Steel. Timken, big volume, big breakout on that one. Massey Energy, up 7%. It's had tons of volume, but it did break out just above this little kind of a consolidation channel it's been in. China Automotive Systems looks fine today. Hasn't moved much since it's broke out on earnings, but it still looks fine here. Trina Solar, breakout of its triangle today with volume. A lot of the solars look good today. Canadian Solar broke out above this little kind of a channel consolidation it's been in with volume. Cat still looks fine, still holding kind of this right here in this consolidation area, so it still looks good. Deere still looks good. It's been consolidating here in a pretty tight range. Vail, it is at the $32 breakout point, and it's tried real hard to break out today, but it didn't. It kind of just still closed near its highs though, so it's looking good. I think it wants higher prices. A lot of these are here, the off the watch list now. The MDC, it's real low volume on this pullback, so keep an eye on it. It had a good volume here, real low volume here on this pullback, so MDC looks good. Northern Oil and Gas, big breakouts, looking strong. Amazon, still sitting there for the last couple of days, but still holding up really well. Bally Technologies, another watch list stock, broke out today, looks really good. This is a little Olympic still, Zeus. It's in this tight consolidation, but watch it for some higher prices over the high here of about 33.25 or so. AIG's been resting, and it's got some pretty, it's up after hours pretty good, so keep an eye on AIG tomorrow morning. LVS, consolidating, still looks good. WIN, consolidating, still looks good. PNC, consolidating, still looks good. CMG has been consolidating in a tight range for quite a while, so watch for the next breakout or the breakdown of this trend line, but it's holding up really well. ASML, another one, has broken out. Lots and lots of volume here, and now it's just kind of setting here, but the market's been kind of setting here for the last few days. So Lumber Liquidators, tight consolidation, it looks good. Smart Modular looks really good as long as it holds around this 775 or so. Tons of volume on earnings here on this breakout, so it may rest here for a week or so, but keep it on your watch list. Lennar had that big breakout on earnings. It's still looking good. CarMax, KMX, another watch list, broke out higher today, looks good. Siemens, this thing is it's touched here 100, so watch for a breakout over 100 with lots of volume, or watch for it could be resistance and it pulls back, but it's had a lot of volume here, so it looks good. So let's go over and take a look at the current market signals. Follow the point and figure chart for the Dow, Nasdaq, and S&P. No changes here. All three are on buy. Nothing's changed here. I mean, we haven't really, the market hasn't really gone anywhere, and it's, we're kind of just stalled here. So I'm not sure if we're going higher first or if we're going to break down, but we're staying in a pretty tight range. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching InvestSharp's daily market analysis.